yogis, and welcome to Ivy's studio. My name is Ivy, and in today's video we'll be doing an evening yoga class. So we'll get rid of that remaining energy, we'll stretch out the tension and really prepare ourselves for a good night rest. So whenever you're ready, let's meet on the mat. So we will start seated on our heels. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always switch around to sit cross-legged, but we'll get into a child's pose very soon, so just to get ready, we'll start in this pose. And from here, I want you to take an inhale, bringing your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring them down, cross your body down to your heart. You can keep your eyes closed. Now let's follow in with our breath. As we inhale, bringing the arms once more up to the sky. Exhale, palms together, bring them in front of your heart. Let's do one last round. Inhale, just connecting our breath to a movement. Exhale, bringing your palms down. And then gently blink your eyes open as you bring your arms in front of you. Then bring your right arm underneath, left arm on top, and then twisting your arms coming into eagle arms. Either having your palms together or grabbing hold of your wrist. Relax your shoulders, allow your shoulder blades to travel down through your spine, down alongside your spine. Then inhale, lift your elbows up, lifting your chest up, pressing your chest up, allowing your head to fall back. Exhale, rounding your spine, bringing your elbows in as you let your hands drop down, your head drop down. This should feel really nice in your shoulders. Let's do one more round as we inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the elbows, and maybe your head can drop back. And then exhale once again, rounding in, allowing your hands to fall down. We're going to stay here for just one more breath, allowing your arms to become heavy as your shoulders reach down to the floor. Slowly come back to center as you unwind your arms. Bring your hands back in front of you. We're going to switch side. Left arm under, right arm on top. Twisting your arms, bringing your palms together, grab hold of the wrist. Take an inhale, lifting the chest. So we're pushing our stomach forward, lifting the chest and elbows up to the sky. Exhale as we round in, bring your hands down. And you don't have to use much force in your arms, just do this as gently as you can. Inhale, bring yourself up. And exhale, rounding in. You can suck your stomach in slightly. Staying in this fold for one more breath. Allowing your sit bones to ground so we're not falling all the way forward. Keep the heaviness in your arms. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring your hands out of their position. Take an inhale, lifting them up towards the sky. And this time, exhale, bring your palms down to the floor. Walk your fingertips forward, keeping your sit bones so your hips grounding back towards your heels as you walk yourself forward. Elongating your spine, and maybe your forehead can touch the ground. Keep lengthening your arms forward, your fingertips forward as you press your hips back towards your heels. You might notice that you have to slightly round into your back to keep your hips pushing back. Allow that to happen in your body and make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. Next, inhale, come up to your fingertips as you lift your head off the ground. Then gently walk your fingertips towards the left, keeping your hips down. Your hips might come a little bit to the right. Coming over to your limit, and then exhale, fold back down. Let your palms and maybe forehead touch the floor. Keep lengthening your right arm forward just a little bit more. Exhale, pressing your hips towards the right just a little bit more as we let our forehead drop. And gently lift your head. Come up on your fingertips, walking back through center over towards the right. This time our hips might lean a little bit towards the left. Finding your limit, and then exhale as we let our head drop, our palms drop. Allow your left arm to keep reaching towards the right. Notice the length in your lect side body as you allow head to become just a little bit heavier. Breathing into wherever you feel this stretch, maybe your armpit, your arm, or maybe along your upper body. And then inhale, come back up onto your fingertips. Walk back to center. Let's do one more child's pose as we elongate our whole body forward, sending our hips back and letting our head drop. Notice how just slight activation in your body makes you feel. And maybe you can rock your hips a little bit from side to side here. Keep sending your hips back and down. And on your next inhale, rise up to tabletop. From here, we're just going to move our spine one more time in cat-cow. As you inhale, allow your stomach to drop, chest reaches forward as we look up to the sky. You can do this with your eyes closed. Exhale, press the floor away, round your spine. Let's do one more, maybe a little bit slower. Inhale, stomach down, chest forward. And exhale, round your spine in. And then gently come back to center. Begin to walk your hands forward, keeping your hips in the air. And then coming down onto your elbows, we're going to come into puppy pose, or what I like to call melting heart. So you can stay here on your elbows, maybe your forehead can come down to the floor. If this is not enough, you should either feel it in your back or in your arms, armpit area. And then walk your hands forward. Maybe your chest can come all the way down and then tuck your chin. If it doesn't feel comfortable to tuck the chin, you can always just keep your forehead down. Pressing your hands into the mat again just to support our shoulders. Keeping the hips in the air, just relax your stomach. Relax your chest. And allow your heart to melt down into the ground. Allowing gravity to take over here as we slowly deepen into the pose. Take one more breath in and out. And slowly, with control, rising back up, walking our hands back to center, coming back into our cat and cow, or in our tabletop. And from here, tuck your toes, mindfully bring your knees off the ground, send your hips all the way up to the sky, first downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here as we walk out the dog. Keep pressing through your hands. And from here, bend your right knee, bring your left heel up into the air. Bring your weight towards your right foot and just send your heel down towards the floor. Breathing into that calf muscle, into the back of your leg. And really just stretching it out as much as you like. You might even want to sigh out your exhales. Let's switch side, lifting your right heel up, coming up to your right toes as you send your left heel down to the ground, adding in a little bit more weight into your left foot. And keep that strength in your arms by pressing the floor away. And again, just breathing into where you feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Keep sending your hips up and high towards the ceiling and towards the back. And slowly release, lifting that heel off the ground. Take an inhale as you keep lifting the hips. Exhale, send both your heels down towards the floor. They don't have to touch. It doesn't really matter whether they touch or not. I just want you to feel the stretch to the back of your thighs and the back of your calves. Take one more breath in and sigh it out. And gently begin to walk your feet forward to the top of the mat, coming in between your hands, having a hip width distance between your feet, or maybe even wider if you prefer a little more space. Take an inhale just to lengthen the spine, open the chest. And then exhale, fold down. You can keep your fingertips on the mat, on your ankles, on your shin. Or if you like a little more weight, you can grab hold onto your elbows with the opposite hand. Take an inhale here, sending your energy up to your hips. And exhale, let your head drop a little bit more. Try to send a little bit more weight into your toes instead of your heels. And notice how that feels in the back of your thighs. Allow your shoulders, your arms to be heavy. And exhale, come down just a little bit more. If you prefer to have a little bit more movement here, you can bend one knee at a time or swing a little bit from side to side. If you like a static hold, just stay in center and breathe into it. Let's do one more breath. From here, if you're grabbing hold onto your elbow, slowly release. Bend into your knees and then roll up as slow as you can. Mindfully with control, coming all the way up to standing. When you're all the way up, roll your shoulders back once or twice, closing your eyes, your arms down by your side. Next, inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. You might even lift your chest looking up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, finding back our eagle arms, starting with the right underneath the left, and then twisting our arms, palms together. So the exact same as we did in the beginning. And from here, take an inhale as you lengthen the spine, and then exhale, sit down into your chair pose. Bringing your weight into your left foot as you bring your right leg up, wrapping around the left, so right thigh on top of right, and maybe staying here or wrapping your foot around. Whichever works for you works for me. And from here, inhale, lengthen the spine, lifting your chest, lifting your elbows, same movement as in the beginning. Exhale as we round in. If this is too much for your balance, just stay upright. If your balance feels okay this evening, then round it in. Suck your stomach in a little bit here. And just letting that extra energy out of your body. One more breath. Pressing firmly into your standing foot. And inhale, rising back up. Release your hands, release your legs. And then exhale, folding down as you send your right foot all the way back to the back of the mat and step it down. Fingertips on the ground, let your right knee come down onto the mat. And inhale, rising up into a low lunge. Take an exhale here to settle in. Then pressing firmly into your front foot, kicking your back heel back, and then send your stomach away from your thigh. So instead of allowing our butt to come out, we want to pull our glutes under. Keep your hands high up towards the sky, making sure our shoulders are relaxed here. Next inhale, we might even want to lift the chest up towards the sky. Our hands can come back just a little bit more. Settle into our pose. Let's do one more breath in. And then exhale, slowly coming back to center. Plant your hands into the mat. Send your hips back just to allow our front leg to release a little bit. Bring your front toes up towards the sky, flexing that front foot, adjusting your stance, and then move your front foot a little bit from side to side. Making sure this movement is coming from your inner thigh or from your thigh in general. So we don't want to move just the ankle, but we want to move the whole leg. Coming back to center, inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, folding down. Placing your hands wherever you find it comfortable. Maybe you're all the way up here, that's totally fine. You might even put your hands on your shin. If your hands on your shin, you'll have to play with your balance a little bit more. One last exhale as we fold down deep. And inhale, rising back up, planting your front foot, bending the knee. This time plant your right hand to your mat, and then inhale, opening your chest, your your left chest shoulder up to the sky, and let your left arm reach up to the ceiling. Taking a breath here, keep opening your shoulder and your chest, so the hand is just an accessory here. And now to create a little more space, you can walk your left foot out to the side of the mat, creating some more room in our hip area. And then reach your left hand back towards the back, bending that right knee as we bring our foot in close. And maybe it's just here, maybe you can't grab hold of your foot, that's totally fine. Just stay in this position, keep pushing your foot in towards yourself. And maybe your left hand can grab hold of your foot. If you can grab hold of the foot, start by pushing your foot into your hand to open that shoulder even more. Finding this openness in the chest, and then start to push or pull your foot closer to yourself. You can even open up your left foot, your left knee a little bit more, creating even more space for this stretch. Let's take one breath in. And with each exhale, we want to bring the foot even closer. And inhale, slowly release. With control, bring the foot down. Bring the hand back onto the mat. Bring your left foot back to center if you walked it out to the side. Tuck your back toes. Lift your knee and then straighten both your legs here. Walking your fingertips towards the right and then to the center of the mat. Bring your back heel onto the mat and then turn your toes in towards each other. Standing forward fold. Take an inhale first as we lengthen the spine and then send your weight back to your heels. Allow your hips to fall back towards the back side, so our left side. And then walk your fingertips forward. So we keep a lengthen in the side body in the spine as we fold down. You might not come as deep down as you can, but that's totally fine. So we want to send our hands forward, hips back. Just like we did in child's pose, but now we're just standing up. And as you breathe, you'll notice each exhale will bring you down even deeper to the floor. And slowly walk your fingertips back to center. Walk them to the front of the mat as you turn your feet with them. Stepping into your front foot, send your right foot forward to the top of the mat and fold down into your forward fold. And you can notice here if this forward fold feels a little bit different from the first one that we did. Do you feel a little bit more open? A little less tension? Whenever you're ready, bend into your knees and roll all the way up to standing. When we are all the way up, close your eyes, roll your shoulders, relax your arms down by your side. Ready for the other side. Inhale, open up your eyes, send your arms up to the sky. Maybe even lift your chest. And as you exhale, bring your left arm under and your right arm on top. And then twisting our arms, finding our eagle arms. Take an inhale here. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Your shoulder blades down along your spine. As you exhale, bend into your knees, coming down into your chair. Weight into your right foot and your left leg on top and twist over. Maybe it's just the thighs, or maybe your foot can hook around. If this is a lot for your balance, just stay right here. Focus on one point in front of you. If the balance is there for you, then take an inhale, lifting the chest first. And then exhale, rounding down into your fold. Let's do one more inhale, lifting up. And exhale, rounding down. This time staying right here, focusing on our balance. No need to put too much strength into your arms, just let them fall down. Notice how it feels for your shoulders. Last exhale. And inhale, bring yourself back up. Unwind your arms, unwind your legs. Then exhale as we fold, stepping the left foot all the way back. Stepping it down, and then bringing the knee down to the floor. You know what's coming. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, settle into your low lunge. And again, starting with this foundation of ours, so we want to press into our feet and then send our stomach away from our thighs. Notice that activation in your thighs as you do so. As we keep our hands above our head, next inhale, we can reach our chest up towards the sky and maybe even reach our arms further back. Let's do one more breath here. If it feels comfortable for your neck, you can drop your neck. Inhale, rising back up, allowing your hands back down on the floor, sending your hips back towards your heels, staying on top of your knee, and then bring your right toes up towards the sky. Again, if you can't touch the floor, you can always stay, or you can place your hand on your thigh. Then move your foot a little bit from left to right. Noticing how that feels. Do you have any tension spots or more tight spots? Me, it's definitely when I bring my foot out to the side. And bring your foot back to center. Adjust your stance. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold it down. Coming down as far as you can today. And actively send your right hip back a little bit more. Adjusting the position of your hands. I know some people like to have their arms behind. Last exhale, coming down just a little bit more. And inhale, step into your right foot, bending that front knee. Plant your left hand onto the mat. Inhale, rising your right arm up to the sky. And again, just finding our twist here, opening the chest and the shoulder up towards the ceiling. Looking up towards the sky, pressing in for that left hand. And from here, send your right arm behind you. Keep that openness in the chest. And then lift your left foot up, either grabbing or keeping the foot in the air. From here, start by pressing the foot into the hand to open up the chest. And whenever you keep this opening, then start by bringing the foot in. Breathing in here, sending your breath. And remember, you can walk your right foot out a little bit, opening up that knee for some space. And then bring your foot in even closer. Let's do one more inhale. On your exhale, press in just a little bit more. Then inhale with control, lowering the foot to hand back down onto the mat. Lift your back knee off the mat. Walk your hands towards the left, towards the center of the mat. Turn your toes in, keep both your legs straight. And this time again, lengthening the spine, but this time we're gonna walk our fingers in towards our legs. So in between our legs towards the back. And then exhale, folding down. Keep your core in, but allowing your spine to round a little bit. And you'll notice you'll be able to come down even deeper. Keep pressing into your feet, sending the energy up to your hips, and come down even more. Try to bring even more weight into your toes. Next, inhale, let's rise back up, walk your fingertips forward. And then walk your hands back to the front of the mat. This time we're going to send the front foot back for our downward dog. Exactly where we started, this gentle flow. Taking one breath in, keep sending your heels down. And exhale, sigh it out. And then gently bring your knees into the mat. Bring your heels back. Sorry, not your heels, your hips back to your heels. And sit all the way up. From here, bring your hips to one side so we can bring our legs out to the side. I'm just going to turn it around so you can see what we are going to do. So opening your legs up into a straddle pose, and then bend your left foot, bring it in front of you. So we're in a half straddle. And from here, flex your right foot. You might want to keep the heel, if you turn like me, you might want to keep the heel on the mat. Flex your right foot. Take an inhale, lifting both your arms up to the sky. Exhale, let your right hand come down and either touching your shin, your thigh, your ankle, grabbing hold of the foot or the heel, whatever works for you. Letting that left hand stay in the air. Take an inhale, opening the chest and the shoulder again. And exhale, let your hand come down to the floor, folding in. One more of those. Inhale as we open up. And exhale as we fold down, chest over thigh. Last one, inhale, open, staying open this time. You can even close your eyes. And I like to press my right shoulder to my leg so I can open up even more. And if it doesn't feel comfortable with your hand here, you can bring it on behind your head. And if you want even a deeper stretch, then bring your left hand over your head. And just breathe into your side body and maybe also your thighs. The point is not to grab hold of the foot here. The point is to keep the chest open. One last breath in. As you exhale, come back into that fold. So bring your left shoulder down. Our stomach is over our thigh, our right thigh. And this time allowing your shoulders to relax. So instead of keep grabbing the foot, maybe you might want to bring your elbows further back to let the head drop a little bit more. And as you exhale, we allow our head to come down a little bit more. Inhale, rising up halfway. And then bring your hands to the center. So it should be over your left foot. And this time walking them forward, coming into a fold here. Again, the point is not to get your hands as forward as possible, but to let your body relax. Keep sending your hips back into the mat. I know that right hip want to lift up, but actively send it back down as we fold. Focusing on your breath, let's do one last one. Keep that right hip seated. And then inhale, rising back up. Coming all the way up to seated, switching side. This time sending your left foot out, bringing your right heel in, your right foot in. Flexing that left foot. Taking an inhale, reaching your arms up to the sky. Exhale, left hand to wherever you can grab hold of. Keeping that right arm straight up in the air to start. Inhale, opening the chest, the shoulder. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, one more as we open up the chest. And exhale, fold. This time we're going to stay upright as we inhale, open the chest. And either staying here or lengthening your arm over your head. Keep lifting that shoulder up and just breathe into your side body. Again, the point is not to grab hold of the foot, but to lift the chest up high. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale, fold it down. You can walk your elbows or your hands further in to allow your shoulders to completely relax. And then bring your right shoulder down even more. You might have to actively do this Otherwise you might stay like somewhere in between. But actively bring that right shoulder down closer to the floor, deepening our stretch. Keep your left foot flexed, sit bones still grounded, and exhale, fall down even more. Next, inhale, coming up halfway as we walk back to center, folding down one more time. Shoulders relax, sending your right hip back one more time. And exhale, allow your head to drop down. So we're staying active in our legs here. Keep pressing the hip back. But try to stay as relaxed in your upper body as possible. Inhale, let's rise all the way back up to seated. And from here, bring your feet together, knees open out to the side. Turn around if you turned around before. And from here, slowly come all the way down onto your back. So with our knees wide open to the side, if this doesn't feel comfortable, just take a few flaps with the wings. Or maybe you can bring them up and then down again. If you can't relax at all in this pose, you can always grab some blocks or something to stack underneath the knees to lift them up a little bit more. And from here, bring one hand over your heart and one hand on top of your stomach. And start to deepen your breath. Inhale as we notice the chest, the stomach lifting. And exhale as they drop down again. Allowing as many breaths as you need right here. And whenever you feel ready, then straighten your legs down. Continue to breathe into your hands, feeling the depth of your breath and the relaxation that comes with the breath. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to practice together. Thank you so much again. Namaste.